This is Jarrod Horak, and in this video, I'm going to analyze the Grade 1 Florida Derby at Gulfstream Park, Saturday, March 30th, 2024. If you're interested in reading my Kentucky Derby and Kentucky Oaks reports, head on over to todaysracingdigest.com and on their Kentucky Derby page, and you'll be able to find that. If you go to their front page at the top near the left, you'll see that Kentucky Derby tab. Click on that tab, and it will take you over to the Digest Derby page. You'll be able to read all of my Oaks and Derby reports there. Every Monday, I update the Oaks. Every Tuesday, I update the Derby. And then throughout the week, I do other Oaks and Derby related articles. Todaysracingdigest.com on their Kentucky Derby page. And if you're interested in one free complete digest from now through April, and go over to todaysracingdigest.com on their complete digest page. And the complete digest tracks they cover Gulfstream, Oaklawn, and Santa Anita Park. You can get one free complete digest from now through April by using promo code DERBY5424. In the description in this video, I'll provide the promo code and the link to that complete digest page. And if you're interested in my annual Triple Crown Series full cards, they'll be coming later this spring. You can get those at todaysracingdigest.com or at my personal website, therunawayhorse.com. And now we'll get into the analysis of this video. 14th race at Gulfstream, Saturday, March 30th. Grade 1, $1 million Florida Derby for 3-year-olds traveling 1 mile and an eighth on the main track. And the scheduled post time here is 6:42 p.m. Eastern. Frankie's Empire is going to break from the inside post, and he's 12-1. He's 4 for 8 lifetime. He had back-to-back victories, including a victory in the Swale Stakes in February, and then in the Fountain of Youth Stakes last time out. He was an even third in a 5-horse field. Pace wasn't quick there. 24-2, 48, and then they went 111-2. So they did pick up the pace a little bit later on, but Dornoch was controlling that pace. That was a scratch-down field. They scratched down to 5 there, and Dornoch became the controlling speed. Frankie's Empire ran okay. Now he's meeting a better, deeper cast in here, but he should save ground stalking the pace from the inside post. Hades had everything go his way in the Holy Bull Stakes last time out after winning his first 2 starts at 5.5 furlongs at 7 furlongs. In his debut, he rallied from 7th and last, going last to first, and then second time out at 7 furlongs, he battled on some below par splits, and he ended up romping by 8 lengths. And then in his last start in that Holy Bull, 25 flat opening quarter, 50-2 for the half, 114-1 for the 6 furlongs. From that inside post, he was all over the pace, and he was able to edge clear late and win by 2 lengths. Domestic Product rallied to finish second. He came back and won the Grade 3 Tampa Bay Derby, and then Fierceness, your 2-year-old champion, was third, and he was the beaten favorite that day, and he's in this spot. So Hades will probably be forwardly placed from an inner post in here, and he's going to have to improve and probably run a bit better to win this race, because the Holy Bull, with that pace advantage and everything went his way that day when Fierceness did not run his race. Probably Fierceness is going to run a better race here. Bail Us Out is next, and he's number 3 for trainer Todd Pletcher, $700,000 son of Lookin' at Lucky. Only 2 starts. His first start was a 7 furlong race at Gulfstream on the main track. He was 4th, beaten 8 lengths in an 8-horse field. He added Lasix, he stretched out, and he moved to all-weather ground as the favorite on February 3rd, and he stalked and scored by a half length. Now he's going to move back to the main track, step way up in class in here, and he'll probably try to get involved from off the pace under Irad Ortiz Jr. Number 4 in here, Grand Mo the First. Last time out in the Tampa Bay Derby, it was a slow pace. He had post 9 in a 10-horse field, 25-1 opening quarter, 51 seconds flat for the 4 furlong split, 116-1 for 6 furlongs, and he was just stalking that pace only a length back, and he ended up missing by a neck. Domestic Product won that race. No More Time ended up running second there, and he was the Sam F. Davis Stakes winner. So Grand Mo the First ran a decent race. Prior to that, in the Swale Stakes, he was an okay third behind Frankie's Empire and Le Dom Bro. Meets both of those horses in here and some other talented runners, and he's going to have to improve in his 3rd race after a layoff. Real Macho is next, and he was in the Fountain of Youth Stakes last time, and he was 4th in that 5-horse field. Didn't have a great start. He stalked the pace. He ran okay there. He was 5-1. Definitely going to have to run a better race against a deeper group. Le Dom Bro was 2nd in the Fountain of Youth, chasing the pace from the inside post. Could not go with Dornoch, but he battled and gave that one a little bit of a battle, but he just couldn't go with that one late at 27-1. He's going to be a big price in here, and his 3rd start after a layoff, he'll probably chase the pace. Catalytic is next, and he's stretching out in distance in his 3rd lifetime start for Safi Joseph Jr., 6.5 furlong debut at Gulfstream. He ended up stalking and breaking his maiden by more than 5 lengths. That was last fall. Then he returned in a 6 furlong optional claiming race at Tampa Bay on March 8th, and he rallied from last of 7 to finish second, beating 3/4 of a length as the favorite. He had Lasix that day. He doesn't have it in this spot, and he's bred okay to handle this distance. He did earn a decent late pace rating last time. I think if you're playing exotics, you probably could throw him in somewhere underneath. Seminole Chief is next, and he can impact the pace in here. He's a 3-time winner. He broke his maiden 5 furlongs at Finger Lakes by 8 lengths, and he was pressing the pace there. His second win was one of the Florida Sire Series divisions at a mile and a 16th in December, and he pressed the pace and won by a half length. And then in his last start, he had a victory going wire to wire, adding Lasix on all-weather ground there. That was a mile and a 16th at Gulfstream on March 9th. Facing better company, moving back to the main track, he'll try to impact the pace under Joel Rosario. Number 9, Conquest Warrior. This one is a $1 million son of City of Light, and he's been on my Kentucky Derby list for many weeks. And this one was third in his debut, but that wasn't a bad effort. He rallied from off the pace. He was beaten 9 lengths, but that was 7 furlongs in the mud on December 2nd at Aqueduct. That was a speed favoring track, and he showed some decent interest there to finish second. Second career start, he overcame trouble, adding Lasix there to break his maiden in a 1-turn mile at Gulfstream Park on January 13th. Put him on my Derby list sometime after that. And then in his last start, they got an optional claiming race to fill at a mile and an 1/8 at Gulfstream. That was on March 1st. It was a 6-horse field, and he stalked the pace, and he was much the best. The pace was controlled. Merritt was controlling that pace. He was the runner-up. Conquest Warrior had his measure. He pulled well clear. He was geared down, winning by 5 lengths in the stretch. He's going to have to run faster in here. He's been earning a better late pace ratings. So I don't think the distance, obviously, he wanted a mile and an 1/8 last time, isn't going to give him any trouble. I think he's going to run a quality race in here. It's just a question of which version of number 10 Fierceness shows up, because if the good version shows up, this race is over. He's the most talented horse and the fastest horse in this race. He's 8-5 morning line. He broke his maiden by 11 lengths, earning a quality speed rating in the mud at 6 furlongs at Saratoga last August. And in his second career start in the Champagne Stakes, he was the favorite, but he lunged at the start. That was in the slop that day, and he just didn't run his race. He moved up from 6th to 3rd, and then he weakened 7th, beaten 20 lengths. The Breeders' Cup Juvenile, fast track. That was over a route of ground, and he pressed the pace, and he just took over there, and he won by more than 6 lengths. Earned a nice speed rating. Booth, your runner-up, was the Next Out Stakes winner, and then Locked was 3rd there. Timberlake was 4th, and then he would come back and win the Rebel Stakes, and then he's running in the Arkansas Derby. So Fierceness beat some quality horses in that Breeders' Cup Juvenile, and he dominated those horses, pressing the pace using that speed. Then he came back in the Holy Bull, his first start this year. He was 20 cents on the dollar, didn't have a good start. He was bumped all around, and then he was wide, stalking the very slow fractions. So Hades was able to take advantage of Fierceness not having that great start or early trip there. And he, from the inside post, Hades was able to dictate terms and have plenty left in that slow early, fast late event. And Fierceness was well clear of the rest in 3rd. Not a great effort for him, but since then he's been training forwardly. And this is a question of the start for this one. If he gets out of the gate in good order under John Velasquez, he'll probably win this race. But if he doesn't have a great start, he could be in trouble. Number 11, Iris's Dream. This one from the outside post has 3 starts with a win and a second, and improving steadily, was 4th, beaten 9 lengths in the debut, second by a head, second time out, and then moved over to the turf in the last start and stalked in 1 from post 10. Facing much better company here and has late speed ratings. Now we'll give out the top 4 choices in this race. My 4th choice is number 7, Catalytic. I like that late pace rating he earned last time. I think 2 sprints to a route is a good angle. Don't really think he's going to win this race, but I definitely think he can finish 3rd or 4th. My 3rd choice will be Hades. I think he's going to sit another decent trip in here, but I don't think he's going to control things, because I think if Fierceness gets out of the gate, he's going to be all over the pace and probably the one to catch. But Hades should be saving ground. They can kind of place him anywhere. He rallied from 7th in his debut, and he was battling through slow fractions in his last 2 victories. So he could be placed anywhere from an inner post. He should run a decent race in here. But last time was the time to play him. He was 9-1 last time. Not going to be 9-1 in this race. and most likely Fierceness isn't going to hand it to him on a silver platter like he did last time. My second choice is number 9, Conquest Warrior. He's going the right way for Chug McGahee. He's going to need a top 2 finish to qualify in the Kentucky Derby because you got 100 points for the win, 50 for second. 50 should get you into the Derby, and I think Conquest Warrior has a good chance to finish at least second in here. If Fierceness doesn't run his best race, I think Conquest Warrior can win, but I am going to go with Fierceness in here. I do expect him to bounce back and run a good race. He's on that every other race pattern. He's got that zigzag pattern where he earned a nice speed rating in the debut, and then he bounced second time out, and then he bounced back with his best career speed rating in his third start, and then in the Holy Bull bounced again. So now if he keeps that pattern going, he should bounce back and run a big race, and it's all about the start. If he gets a good start, he's probably going to wire the field in here. There's not a ton of speed. He's got the best overall pace ratings, and Fierceness certainly going to be the one to beat. So Fierceness, my top choice in the Florida Derby. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment if you like this horse racing content. Keep checking my YouTube channel for all of these Road to Kentucky Derby and Kentucky Oaks 2024 points races. I cover all of them. And until I see you next time, good luck at the races.